Hello. How's everybody doing out there? Talking shit Tuesday. It's so weird how fast the weeks go by. I didn't do a goddamn thing this weekend. Since all of my projects are in kind of stasis, the Corvette bell housing got plotted. That was cool. Cost me $150 to get all that stuff done. Awesome. The Department of Boost kit is showing up. It showed up at Power by the Hour. Now I have to buy a Whipple Drive 10 rib deal or make something out of nothing. And what the fuck? The Donnie transmission is going to get built tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to video myself and Jake, and I'm going to talk. Yeah, motherfuckers. You know what? Okay, I'm sick and tired of you fucking homos. Like, I don't like you talking. If I don't talk during the fucking video, nobody talks. You think Jake is just going to start saying shit? No, asshole. Somebody has to drive the fucking bus, and I just happen to be that goddamn bus driver that asks questions. I'm the star. So understand, Jake doesn't answer anything or give you information about any fucking thing unless I ask the pertinent questions. So for those of you that don't like it, go watch Cletus pay $1 million to have a car go 4-0. The fuck you want me to do? Jesus Christ. Anyway, today we're going to talk about is some genius in Poland, I think, decided to DCT swap a Turbo GT out of all things on the planet that you could swap into a Gen 3 Turbo GT, a DCT, one of the most uncalibratable transmissions, unless you have access from Tremec, unless you have Billy Badass access from somebody. Instead of trying to make a 6R80 work properly in a Gen 3, no, these Polish guys decided to put a DCT behind a GT motor and twin turbos. We'll show you the video. It's not much to see, but it's just the thought process. It kind of makes sense that they're Polish, but I'm just like, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to come to the same conclusions that twin turbo GT500 guys are already coming to. You can't launch it that hard unless it has Motec stuff. You can't keep the clutches applied unless it has Motec stuff. Generally, it's lazier, and you're better off just having a blower behind it instead of twin turbo stuff. But hey, let them find out on their own. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says hello to the people out there.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
You know, he's always right. It always sucks, but you know what doesn't suck? DTPTurbo.com, DTPTurbo.com, the online parts house for Talking Shit Tuesday, YDBT Daily, and Peasant Chat Sunday. Get all your new parts at DTP Performance. PMAS, Nick James, we might do a giveaway today if I get 10 super chats on the bitch. That's right, YouTube has a new program. I want 10 super chats. We'll do Star Trek trivia, and we'll give away a cold air PMAS. PartsFarm.com, used late model parts, Camaro, Challenger, Charger, some truck stuff, some other bullshit, but mostly Mustang stuff. Use Mustang takeoff shit at PartsFarm.com. 2 out of solution, one reason on Total Solution, another one that's getting into the GT500 DCT rebuild game. I don't know why. Shout out to him, the best late model shop in Brickon, Bellac. Bellac Industries is the absolute go-to source if you want to let other people know that you sell drugs and you might want to get the slide on the ops, because if you're sporting Bellacs in Miami, you're moving some weight. Let's say hi to the people here. We'll talk about some guys fucking swapping a DCT on a GT. Leon Phelps, Ken Phillips, Oliver Bryan, Joe Swish, Oliver Bryan, Nick, Dixon, Z303, Bryson, Bilovesh, Big Pops, and Money 40. Dixon with the first super chat said, first, give me that giveaway, bitch up. It done. Douche did it. Large Macchiato, Anthony, and Bryson Witt says, yeah, man, need the PMAS, even though ought know nothing about Star Trek. Wow, Ezekiel, take an aspirin. Ezekiel Palacios, Bryson Witt, letting me know that richprince.com is the place to get the merch. Cody Jones, Dixon, Amory, Captain, Ken McAllister, Bryson Witt, Joe Jackson, EPA, Brandon, CJM, RoboStyle, Desmond, Aggressively Average, Risky Business, Silver State, Super Duty, Wesley Stewart, Mike J, Stewart D, Valley 10 Speak, good morning, Freedom Rider, Derek Fox, Renee, Utica, Better Free Speech, Anthony Rafferty, El Verga Larga, Mr. Gearhead, Renee, Dustin Garrison, JD Swag, Mustang, Dennis Ignacio Ramirez, Renee, Monty 540, Coyote, Rizzy, Gregory Ovich, Roland, Allen Jr., MW, Matt Oliver, Ollie Gonzalez, Cabin Air Filter, Brian, another go about another super chat. Let's get ChatGPT to help me win this giveaway. And we got, more super chats. I like it. I like money. Let's see if ChatGPT can help me get this giveaway. Joey G sent a message. The Fish, Joseph, Nardi Mercado, Anthony Blue Thunder, Mark Christensen, Pegalos, Mr. Canada. It's been dark. It's been dark in Canada for 6 fucking hours. We got Jacob De Leon getting another super chat. Valley Tensby with $10 and tech support. Thanks, Steele, Mr. Mark. Jandlerich, L. Chase Ponder, Grant, and Jared McLeod. So, some genius in Poland decided to do this. Check it out. I saw it on Facebook. Let's all cry together. Wait a minute. Are all the lights on? Can I zoom in? There's a wrench light. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's not going anywhere. So it's just in a garage on jack stands. Okay, and the nice thing about the Tremec, it's its own thing. Obviously, there's some torque limitations and stuff like that. But I think this guy's going to find out really quickly how bad that DCT is when you make power. Now, in my opinion, a wonderful application for a DCT is a high horsepower, naturally aspirated car. Could you imagine how a DCT would act on a 600 naturally aspirated horsepower GT350? It would be astronomical. I'm telling you, it would be one of the better laid out platforms you could think of. If you've ever driven a GT350, you know that car's special. Even though, let's be honest, it's an S550. There's nothing really drastically different about it. But whatever combination of parts they put in that car, the wheels, the tires, the brakes, the suspension, the sway bars, just the Magna Ride, the blending of all of that coming together in an OEM package is special. Like when people say, Alex, gun to your head, which one drives better? The GT350 over the ZR1 all day. The ZR1 is special because it is light. It is extremely light and, got good carbon parts and it makes, 600 plus horsepower behind the asshole. But the GT350, if it didn't have the shit-ass 3160 that sucks, and if it had a DCT, it would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. But for whatever reason, GT500 guys think the GT500 is special because of the DCT. I would say yes in stock form. The moment you start making enough power to be relevant, we're talking 850, 900, 950. That's when it starts to show its ugly head. That's when its clutches start to go, no thank you. That's when the thing just generally starts to fuck around. And when you try to go quicker than, let's say, like a 9.3, you can go down to like a 9.5, 9.4 quite easily on this car. But the moment you try to go quicker than that, that's when you have inconsistent, not saying it's going to break, it's just going to be very inconsistent. You're not going to get 5 runs in a row that go 9.2, 9.1, 9.2, 9.1. No, it's going to go 9.5, 9.1, 9.6. Next run is just going to go wing because you stupid sons of bitches do burnouts for about a year and you get clutch overtime codes. So for whatever reason, these Polish people that apparently have access to some stuff, they actually make standalone controllers similar to a Quick 6, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the name of the company. I don't care. I'm not here to promote them. I'm just letting you know that that's out there. And I'm not going to promote it or take away from it. I'm just going to say it's a stupid idea. Why? I think the 6R80, based on the video I dropped yesterday, Jake dropped so much knowledge in the last 3 videos I uploaded having to do with Donnie's transmission. The quick the quick teardown video, the long form teardown video, and then the upgrade parts video and how those parts came to be is ridiculously crucial information as to why the 6R80 has been upgraded and why it is the standard bearer by far of every single overdrive transmission ever made in a, not a truck, but a passenger car. It is the best to go racing in. Okay, maybe the Dodge has some validity with its 8-speed because it is badass. But again, it's in heavy fucking cars. That's the only downfall to it. I think an 8-speed Hellcat motor in a Fox body is badass before Pookie decides to take it so he can go spin the block on the ops. So what do you think? Do you think a DCT swap is desirable in a GT350? Do you think it's going to do well in a twin turbo 5.0 at over 1,000 wheel, where it has shown to have tons of issues on a GT500 at 1,000 wheel? Because let's be honest, it's a Coyote. A Predator's a Coyote. A Voodoo is a Coyote variant. The only difference is the crank. Everything bolts onto everything else. You can interchange every single motherfucking Coyote part there is, all generations, like mechanically. So stop saying that it's a Predator motor, that it's not a Coyote. Even Ford calls it a Coyote. We'll talk about it and talk some shit to the people out there. Anthony gave me some money. I like money. I really like money. The good old days where people used to actually pay a brother for questions. We got building equal length headers and doing it live. Give him the DMS says radioactive fabrication. DCT is better than auto because it farts, says RIKVWT. No stupid questions. Blow. El verga larga always gets me when you announce it. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Dude's limited to 500 horsepower. Funny, it looks like a GT500. You're not wrong, Deuce did it. Hold control on the keyboard and your mouse scroll wheel and it'll be able to zoom. I like you very much. Let's do that. No, that's like doing control plus plus, isn't it? You motherfucking liar. I hate you. You cocksucker. You lying son of a bitch. All it did was make the font look like an old guy with a... Old guy in a... oh, wait. They're playing the Yankee game live. Oh, I'm going to see that. Old guy with an iPhone. You ever see the old guys with an iPhone and the text chat... even girls. So I've gone on with some girls that the chat box is massive and they got to scroll for like a thing. And I'm like, I'm not there yet. Thank goodness. How do you make it reliable? Well, I don't know because, okay, you keep power low. Honestly, a DCT in a GT350, but it's got to make 600 horse. It's got to make 600 horse. 520 ain't enough. It's just not enough. So a DCT on a GT350, so at least you can say lineage-wise, Shelby, it'd be so badass. So badass. Gayest granny swap ever. A DCT in the 350 makes more sense than a GT500 by far. Dude wants to run in the DCT class. Good evening, Amory. Play that GT500 burnout clip. Where is that? I think it's called Squid. Do jelly beans, diarrhea, Diddy, Mexican, sponsor, shitster, last V8, Dodge?
Wait, Dodge was pushing people's shit in? Why didn't anyone let me know? God fucking damn it!
He's not wrong. Where is the one that says Squid when it's a GT500 literally bouncing it off the limiter? I guess I don't have it. Yeah, I got rid of it because I guess I wasn't playing it enough. Shitster, diapers.
Look what I got!
Oh man, I got a lot of stuff. A beep, chewing gum, a lot of gum.
You're not that guy, pal.
Oh, not that guy. It's not even labeled properly. E40. Yeah, I don't have Squid on the soundboard. The best way to build a GT500 is to pull it up to make 100 horsepower less and drop about 600 to 800 pounds, says El Verga Larga. Chemicals says, love my 350. We'll only replace it with a GT3. Still going to have 3 pedals. Dope. I always thought Ken Block's Hoonicorn transmission was DCT. No, it's sequential, not DCT. The 350 was the last new car Ford put out that legitimately was exciting. Rather than making people want to look at the car that came out before, 2020 plus, everything has left something to be desired. I want to be different. How do you not hear that beep? Not trying to... What the fuck happened here? Not trying to sound stupid, but if they want to try something, why don't they do a GTR DCT? Stop. It's just that Voodoo is King Daddy, says Cody Lewis. And 6R is always and will always be King Daddy. Now, this is what needs to happen, in my opinion. Somebody needs to build a copy of the Grey Goose, at least powertrain-wise, but make it a street car. Run like a low 6. Nothing crazy. I'm sorry, a low 7. Like a 7069 car, but with overdrive. And go out there and just destroy every overdrive class because they're paying good money. And they're called 28 plates and 28s is another thing. But that one is a little sus because technically you can put a plate on anything like in Oklahoma or like Montana. So a Pro Mod car can literally have 28-inch tires and a plate. So that plates thing, that street car argument goes away really fucking fast. Someone says hold control and plus to zoom. No, all it does is make the font bigger, like way bigger. Yeah, look at, oh my God. Oh my God, I'll never do that again. Jesus Christ. My boy Twin Turbo has GT500, and it's a total nightmare, says Narda Mikado. Going back to supercharged at a lower power because of the DCT. DCT in an all-motor 350 would be a weapon for road racing, right? So what happens is a lot of people are short-sighted. Look, you guys got to understand, the aftermarket is stupid. Stop thinking that people in the aftermarket are like engineering-minded. You understand? These people are barely above Toyota mechanic level, barely above it. And some of them have access to some programming base language. Just because you can suck off a Lund tune and put it in a car does not show you the method as to why they did what they did. So a lot of people, namely in the St. Louis area, they love to suck off Lund tunes, totally not suck off Lund tunes, not get caught in all that shit. Nah. And then shove it in cars, and all of a sudden they're fucking tuners. And then when a change has to happen, when a customer needs to switch something, they go, uh-oh, how do we do that? Because now you don't know the methodology. So these programmers like, in Poland or whatever, they can take some code and plop it into things. But the why is what's going to be difficult for them to figure out. And then they'll start reaching out to John. Can you help me with this? I've seen you done this. And he's going to say, fuck you. I actually sat there. Lund Racing bought the vehicles. We vetted the file. We blew stuff up. We broke it, replaced it. We put hundreds of thousands of dollars into making a file. The fuck we're going to tell you how to fucking get after it. Screw you. Figure it out like they did. So I think a lot of people are short-sighted, and then when they see a swap happen, they go, oh, is Power by the Hour going to start offering this? The reason Power by the Hour stopped offering builds is because of that. One, there's no money in it. Two, there's not much that support. There isn't that much support software-wise for the stuff that certain people want to do, and the support that is available is subpar. A fucking rocket that's 200 feet fell from space and landed on chopsticks, and we can't get, we can't get the DCT to not fucking slip clutches. The fuck out of here. How old are the girls you're going out with? Well, the thing is, it ranges from a big age range. I can attract a girl like in her 20s, but the problem is they're going to want kids eventually, or they're stupid, but they're fucking hot. So there's a trade-off. They're really hot. Some of them are, got their head on straight, but eventually they're going to want a kid. So you're going to get like 2 years out of them before they start talking kid stuff. And I got to look out for me. I'm not going to be 50 with some fucking kid. Fuck all that. Today I was talking to a girl. Beautiful, gorgeous girl. And then she's talking this kid stuff. And I'm like, you got to go. Because if kids are immediately in your mindset, that's the reason you're looking for dudes. To pop out a kid so you can feel complete as a woman. Suck this dick. I'll pay the bills. It's that easy. It's that easy. Hey, what's up? And then John Lund shows up. Talking about the old man garage, even the plates 28 had a cruise that was required to do. How far do you push the turbo kite in 93? 10 pounds. That's it. 10 pounds. No more. Sounds like you just laid out the plan for the Fairmont Lane, Grey Goose style. Do you think I have that kind of money? Do you think I have that kind of money? If I got rid of all my projects and only concentrated on the Fairmont to be Billy Badass, the channel wouldn't be popping. I wouldn't learn anything. I wouldn't be able to give you Donnie content, swap content, GT500 content. Now, the goal is this. Get rid of Donnie and the GT500 once one runs 9.0 and the other one runs 890. And get the S197s out of my life, concentrate on the ZR1 and the Fairmont, and then maybe get a Boss 302 later on and fuck around with that. Or something else that pops up. So you would rather have a 10R80 GT500 or a DCT GT500? Both car stock versus 1000 wheel. Both car stock DCT. 1000 wheel, 10R80. If we're talking speed, because one of them will shift a couple of times, the other one won't shift. DCT can't be done unless standalone makes it work. And that hasn't happened yet, says John Lund. See, a lot of you guys hear the channel and you don't believe half the shit I say. I think a lot of you guys think that I just talk out of my asshole when, let's be honest, I have a better insight in this industry than most because I've worked in most aspects of the industry. I've worked with most of the parts houses. They used to be friendly with me at one point. Then I figured out they're all full of shit and they don't know nothing. I've worked with 2 or 3 different tuning companies and I'm friendly with a couple of others that actually aren't fucking retarded. So I know the inner workings and the level. If SpaceX was 10 in engineering, the Ford automotive aftermarket is -5. -5. It is so subpar because there isn't proper access to a whole bunch of stuff. And it all starts at the top. Even Ford themselves, I think, have programming issues with the Gen 3 10R80 stuff that they fixed with 21 and up F-150s. And then they carried over to the 24 Mustang because now Whipple is custom tuning. Let's be honest, that's a custom tune because they admitted it's a custom calibration, which makes me wonder how they can keep a CARB EO cert custom calibrating cars. I mean, at that point, become a tuner, right? Become a tuner at that point. Start tuning ID1000s, 1050Xs, return style fuel systems, full E85, turbo kits. Why not? If you're going to offer custom tuning to your blower product. Interesting. Diesels equals jail. Exactly. Riding in St. Louis in a Lund Tune GT. Exactly. Hello, Lund. It's Long Tuning. Here says Donnie Mercado. Are you talking about Barak tunes? Them Polish and everyone say you saw them Polish and everyone used say they were dumb. What do you mean? I don't know. Did you mean that everyone in that post said it was dumb? Oh, this thing's gonna quit. Here we go. Here goes the fucking. I'm gonna have to probably reboot again because this thing is starting to go slow. So if it goes slow, I'll reboot and get back on. But I hate the fact that everything goes super slow here. There it goes. Come on, just crash already so I can get after it. Do you think Lund will ever get into diesels? Never. Lund will absolutely never, ever in history get into diesel tuning. Not only will it not happen, he doesn't even care to touch diesel stuff. Diesel stuff is toxic right now. EPA is literally like staring down diesel shit, and they would love nothing better for someone new to pop up and do diesel stuff so that they can pry in there. There we go. It finally crashed. So I'm gonna reboot Google and get after it because this thing just crashed. What a piece of shit Chrome is. I'm telling you, it's like the worst. But a quick reboot and I'm good to go. Switch account, YouTube Studio. Come on, I'm gonna have to do it all over again. Give me a break because I know this is still going. Content live, and go to the studio. There we go. Okay, we got you back. So I'm gonna pop out chat, copy paste, and then paste it here, paste the live chat, and we're back at it. We're back at it, guys. We're back at it. Okay, so Low and Slow says, what's funny is with Ford is they don't even have access to the DCT trans. They have to send it to Tremec and an email and basically get them to flash the trans. Imagine that. Ford outsourced, like this is how short-sighted Ford is. They outsourced the tuning for their flagship vehicle. Mind-blowing. Driver Mod said, since you can tune a GT500, I can swap the DCT and the PCM from a GT500 to 350 and then tune the 500 PCM. Stop, Driver Mod. You're overthinking shit. Severely overthinking shit. Did you see Ford earnings? No, I did not see Ford earnings, Michael589. If you can send me a link, I'll be able to talk about it. Speaking of diesel, Kia just unveiled, nobody cares. Reboot me, Poppy. Diesel equals no, just no, not just no, fuck no. You can't touch diesel nowadays. You understand? No, like a brand new diesel truck, I don't know how banks can fuck with it and not get in trouble. You know what I mean? Even if it has a diesel particulate filter, even if it has all the nannies, even if it has everything you can think of when it comes to emission stuff, you cannot manipulate the tuning. So I don't know how banks can get away with doing any power packages on these things. Because if you follow the letter of the law, you cannot manipulate the tuning. That's why I think Whipple is opening up a can of worms by custom tuning that shit. Rizzy says, the word tune gets flagged into group comments on diesel pages. Rad Dad says, Google is a third-party app for Microsoft, which makes it act weird. Non-native apps will always have here we go. Rad Dad just literally bumming everybody out on the chat. Chrome been doing this shit since a few weeks now. In 2005, says John Lund, the 6.0 diesel had 14 millimeter head studs. In 2006, it got 16 millimeter head studs. Okay, no one knows why you're saying that, but thank you very much for that information. Cool. We can't fuck with diesel, so it doesn't matter. Banks has government contracts. He's safe. Now, that's something that kind of pisses me off. Why can you get away with murder if you have a big government contract that allows you to tune their, what do they call their really big, massive vehicles that they have now? It's like, it sounds like Arab or some weird name where it's a massive, the Hummer replacement. Those have all whatever diesel in them. And they're tuned, no diesel particulate filters, let's party. And I'm like, okay, so how can you do that on a vehicle that is made in the US, but it's off-road, quote unquote? So the funny thing is, right, the weird laws, if it's registered and driving on a paved road, an interstate or a highway, it's on road. But that same vehicle in a, park where you go off-roading, it's still on earth, last I checked. That is off-road. So that's okay. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm one of those guys that if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If it is produced in the United States and you can remove laws, just like cars, why does one have laws on-road versus off-road, but is still being driven? So a vehicle like an F-350 that is government contracted to go overseas, because, the air is totally different over there, it's not on Earth or anything, can have no diesel particulate filters because they don't want any failure point and they want better, they almost admit that the diesel particulate filter system is a potential issue in efficiency and maintenance. But they make you put it, it's a fucking gimmick. It's such a gimmick, guys. It's not even funny. It's the biggest horseshit I've ever seen. Oh, wow, we already got 10 super chats? Cool, so we'll do a giveaway at 9:30. We'll do a giveaway at 9. Banks Power makes power without the smoke and keeps emissions shit. He's been doing it for years. I'm a former diesel tech. Smoke is James William. We know this. Jesus Christ, you sound like you're reading the brochure. It doesn't matter if it makes smoke or not. The letter of the law states that you cannot manipulate any emissions components. That means a cold air. That means timing. That means cold start. That means a fuel. That means an injector. That means anything that is emissions related cannot be manipulated unless it can be. And then it's so vague and they pick and choose. MRAP. Thank you. And MRAP. This thing. MRAP. Images. Yeah. These freaking behemoths. By the way, these will be on your streets in about 7 days, telling you to get inside because the new world order has taken place and get the fuck inside. We're just doing our job. Yeah, you're gonna see your local county sheriff roll up in this and say, "Get the fuck back in your house." And I'm like, well, I got about 400 12 gauge buckshot that says different. I mean, yeah, they're going to take care of me, but fuck you, So you're going to see these rolling around pretty soon in the United States once the, gets, not rigged again. It's going to be fun. Boy, we got 7 days till the end of this fucking country. So, Carlos Oro says, El que hizo la ley también hizo la trampa. He's not wrong. We get Chinese air blowing to the West Coast. Jay Bruce says, all government vehicles don't have emissions equipment because they say themselves that the emissions equipment cause issues and kill power. Exactly. EGR block-off plates, son. All those were the days. My girlfriend makes smoke all the time in the kitchen because she can't cook. Well, she should actually be reported to the EPA. They suck. Yeah, but you're either they're kicking doors or killing people with them. You're not wrong. Trump 2024 building an AR as we speak. You'll see. You'll see. I guarantee there will be a city with MRAPs. Somewhere. It's a little, civil unrest. It's a little dark. You'll get watch. November 9th. I'm sorry. When is the election? 5th election. I think it's the 5th, right? Yep, Tuesday. So yeah, Talking Shit Tuesday might be the last show ever in the United States. You'll see. MRAPs are retrofitted for bomb sweeping. We see them all the time. Scania makes great diesel engines. They don't have DPF in a lot of their engines, and they meet zero emissions standards. Gonna ban the M1 Abrams too with that jet motor. I saw a projection saying the Trump. Who cares? Projections don't mean shit when you can just stack shit. We can thank my Puerto Rican people for being fake offended by a 2-year-old dry ass joke. Nobody was offended. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just people on the media. Puerto Ricans know it. That place is trash. They don't have to have some guy named Tony tell them the place is trash. It's trash. MRAP's got to look out for black ice, if you know what I'm saying. Black ice or black ice? Thank you for saying that quietly. My garage doors are open. I live in Chicago too. Not thrilled. Heavily armed. Not worried. Got to get the armored Raptors ready for the cartel. Those guys have the actual right idea. Thick ass fucking windows. They're ready. They're ready. It ain't going to affect them. Stand-up comedian says, MRAPs are already here at my local 7-Eleven and the Indians drive them, but I think they're called BMWs. Alex about to lose his shit over all this diesel talk. The thing is that we started talking about 10-speed swaps, and then we started talking about emission stuff. And the emission stuff and manipulating files and all this stuff is just... See, when you guys hear me get all down on the industry, it's because I know what's happening. And once in a while, things can get you out of that funk. You know, someone does cool shit and it gets you back in the game. But let's be honest. Unless these cars start to become tunable soon, the industry is going to, unfortunately, be at the hands of people that, let's just say, like banks, have a contract with the government that allows them to get away with murder. And I guess that's just, it's a cartel, in my opinion. Like, if you're allowing someone to break the law that you're supposed to be defending, like the EPA just doesn't even look in that direction. Like the EPA will hit up a mom and pop diesel shop, pop them for whatever, but a massive company that has a contract with an OEM manufacturer, whether it's banks or whoever, they don't even get looked at. Why? Because they went through the cartel approval process. PRI, pay them money. SEMA, pay them money. Once you pay SEMA and PRI, you're good. No one fucks with you. But that doesn't mean that you're not breaking the law. Like, I guarantee people that I can make the case that people that have SEMA and PRI approved parts when installed on a vehicle actually hurt the emissions for that part because it has to have a tune. So who's tuning it? And then if you can actually prove, like every single JLT Cold Air that does not have a carbon trap on it is not emissions compliant. Hell, no Cold Air that does not have a carbon trap at the end of it by the filter is emissions compliant. So a lot of these people go through carb approval, carb process, carb this, carb that. Actually, in California, I don't think you can sell a JLT intake if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, John Lund. My God, dropping the load on the chat. It says 6 are 80s rule, 4 80s rule more, 3 are glide, need I say more, 2 are glide. MRAP wouldn't survive Turvey's engine exploding. Should we put the DCT in the MRAP? The industry is quick to shit on its own. Tony Hickliffe and Kill Tony. I hope Hillary doesn't see his show, name, and act on it. I also like your live streams, but the O's and oohs and ahs are hard to listen to. Turvey's beeping. Yeah, right. Turvey's beeping smoke detector. Real simple. If you don't like the oohs and ahs, go to any other channel and hear, yeah, brother, skeedily deedle derp. Go for it. That's way more entertaining. But look, I would love never to bring you information. I'd love to never tell you the inner workings of the 6R80. Why did I do that? Because I want to help Jake. I don't give a fuck how it works. I just want it to work. So I should just say, it works. Here you go. But the people that get knowledge dropped on them always have something to say. Oh, that was such an awesome video, but I didn't like you saying ooh and ah. Oh, when I asked 500 questions that he gave me the answers to. Remember, I'm the one asking the questions, and he's the one answering the questions. He's following my lead. Without me asking the questions, he never talks. He'd rather just sit there and sell parts. But I'm like, maybe a couple of people will appreciate this. And I bring you the shit, and of course, assholes complain left and right. So I'm highly considering not giving you any technical data. I'll give you technical data on the live streams, but no standalone videos. It's just going to be, hey, I ran 9 skiddly derp, and I went through a car wash, and I did an oil change. Like my videos, please. It's actually extremely tiring to bring you a highly informational video And then like people go, oh, I don't like it. Okay, then go watch fucking Cletus. Go watch fucking what's his name that blows shit up all the time. Go, what the fuck you watching my shit for? Like, stop watching my shit, and then I can have an excuse to never do this again. That would be awesome. How many non-running cars will be at SEMA this year? Damn, JL dropping Alex's Christmas bonus early. That better be like an eighth of it. There was a TRX at Copart with bulletproof windows on Scrap Life Garage the other day. I think that was Dirks, the rapper. Just kidding. A brother spin on the MRAPs and take it over. This channel is filled with so much knowledge that if you need the smoke detector sounds here and there. You know, honestly, like, I don't think people realize that you can hate me all you want. Name any other Ford channel that in 5 years has given you as much information as this channel has given you. Like, name any other channel that has given you a quarter of the information that this channel has given you. And that's why I don't make videos that are like highly technical. The whiteboard series, no one gave a fuck. Like, literally no one gave a fuck. I made it just so that it's out of my head. I was going to make a video on laminar airflow. I am not going to make that video. Fuck that. Because idiots that make Ram Air style cold airs will still say I'm wrong because the car went quicker 60 to 130. Even though Draghi validates bad data once in a while. You see like graphs spike and go downhill. Valid data. Motherfucker, the graph says the car was going downhill. Valid data. I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I used to tune frequency amplifiers for those MRAPs using frequency hopping. I think it's safe to say most of your followers appreciate the technical info. I do. I understand that. But you can understand, like, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? That's kind of how I'm at right now. I'm like, you know what? You guys like, the vast majority of people like, look, I coyote swapped to ZR1. Look, and then do a burnout. That is dull. That is so fucking dull to me, but that's what you guys watch. That's what you guys like. And you guys here would say, no, what are you talking about? We like the technical stuff. No, you don't. No, you don't. You all watch the shit that I think is toxic. So I'm like, my audience is like completely different than what I think it is. There's probably 500 of you that are watching right now that are solid. Like, so I'll give an example. You want to see an example of what I'm talking about? Here it is right here. 462 viewers, 189 likes. So that tells you right there that the people that watch the show are maybe 150 of you. I shouldn't have said 500. I think 150 of you, maybe 200 of you, keep the channel going as it's going. On Patreon, there's 220 paid guys. On this one, there's another maybe 200. So there's about 400 guys out of the whole 70,000+ subscribers that keep the channel going. The moment that wanes and it's not worth it anymore, I'll just do video. Hey, look, I ran a 9. Well, how'd you get there? I don't know. I just ran a 9. Bye. 5 minutes. Yep, Donnie runs 9s. See you later. How'd you get there? Don't worry about it. Bye. It'll be updates, like 1 or 2 minute shorts. Donnie runs 9s. How'd you get there? Don't worry about it. And then you're going to go, oh, I missed those technical videos. How come you don't talk those technical videos? Because you don't like me oohing and ahhing when I'm learning something. I like all the super technical videos that apply to me. Wondering why we weren't getting any more whiteboard videos because nobody was watching. Why am I going to keep making videos and nobody's watching? Bring back whiteboard videos. No, nobody's watching. Nobody is watching. The highest like video I have on this channel is why Mustang drivers crash. And it's me getting gas and talking about how Mustang drivers are gay and stupid and they've never driven a high horsepower V8 rear wheel drive car. Got like 300,000 likes or views. I'm not going to make those videos. If that's what YouTube wants me to do, I'd rather just fucking go away. Leon says, this show is so Alex can entertain us and give us some knowledge. The tech videos are solely to give knowledge to people who aren't intelligent enough to understand it. Love the info on the upgraded parts, especially seeing the bigger clutches and steels. The significantly more bite. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ooh and ah as Jake puts the transmission together. We saw the parts. We saw the breakdown. We saw the failure points. So it's just going to be him assembling it. So I don't think that video is going to be 40 minutes, but it's probably going to be a 20-minute just kind of putting it together, checking the tolerance, asking him questions about, okay, is this where, because look, your favorite transmission builder that isn't power by the hour always requires extra work in the tune to make the car shift. And you guys say, well, I got my transmission rebuilt. By who? And I ask in the ticket system, by who? And you say blah, blah, blah. So I know in my head that transmission is going to require more work because it is not up to par to what Jake does. Every single one of you guys that rebuilds transmissions that think you're Billy Badasses, you do not hold a candle to Jake's skills. And nothing wrong with that. Jake just happens to be better at everything 6R80 related. So I know as a tuner, that I will have to manipulate the file a lot on anyone else's transmission build in order for it to meet a shift. I'll give you an example. When the Grey Goose suffered a one-way failure on Hail Mary Derby, we swapped the transmission. The tune did not change when it comes to shift points, and the next trip down the track, it made the shift where it needed to make the shift. How is that possible? It's a completely different transmission. How is that possible that a completely different transmission built by the same guy shifts at exactly the commanded shift point, or at least 200 or 300 RPMs away from its commanded shift point on a 2,000 horsepower vehicle? So then when your guy, your favorite transmission builder, says, well, you gotta shift it early. Oh, why do I have to shift it early? Why do I have to do the 1-2 shift early? Because you don't know how to build these things. You know how to assemble them, but building them, you don't know how to build them. I know many engine assemblers, but not many engine builders. Ah, man. Smooth brains are unfortunately the majority, and it brings down the average IQ. The attention span of the average person is ridiculous now. Which build in your fleet has been the most enjoyable to see progress? Oscar, it's going to be the Fairmont. The Fairmont, it's the best car. And I know there's nothing been going on for 2 or 3 years, and that's how it's going to be. And even if at the age of 50, I have nothing going on, the Fairmont is going to be my favorite car, period. Love the whiteboard video so much. Info laid out on them. 6R is very similar to a 6L80 part to upgrade. The oohs and ahs should bother you, smoke detector. You got to listen to Turvey and his homeboy play Hide the Zucchini. I built my 2015 SI50 directly from the whiteboard series. 4 level 2, PBA 6R80, TVS 2.3, and ID 1050Xs. And I bet you it's running great. I really enjoy the 6R80 videos. All Jake's variables are the same. Tune doesn't matter. Transmission builder is better than a transmission assembler. Whiteboard series for members only? No, because again, you got to understand, Anthony, maybe you guys don't think a whiteboard video is that difficult to make. It's insanely difficult to make. There's a lot of background shit I have to look up. I have to look back in my notes. I have to really sit there, and it's a 3 or 4 day process just thinking about it. And then I have to lay it down and have to visualize it to the layman. And then once I do that, then I try to make an explanation video in about 10 to 15 minutes. That's and I know you guys probably don't think it's a thing. It's taxing on the brain. It's a problem. Like, a lot of people will not try to dumb it down so that everyone can understand it the way I do. Now, maybe people can try. Why hasn't anyone else done that? Think about it. In this industry, there is a huge market for people understanding very complex situations and have it explained to them simply. How come no one else has done that? They've tried and no one watches them. And when I try, some watch, but not enough to make it worthwhile to me. I'd rather make my GT500 with a Coyote motor, ran 8, and then just run an 8 and then just be done with it. Would you recommend OPGs for a simple ESS kit making 650 on a Gen 3 MT82? Well, Brandon X, let's talk about that. Does Roush at 650 horsepower, because their cars make 620, 630, even their Gen 2s, did they go out of their way to install a crank gear and a crank oil pump gears and a crank sprocket to their vehicles? And if they didn't, why didn't they? Now, up until 2015, oil pump gears were being sold to cars that, like Gen 1s. Gen 1s had a lot of failures. And it had failures because idiots were bouncing it off the rev limiter. So, bouncing off the rev limiter and then supercharged with some shaft deflection, sure. Then one company came around and scared the ever-living shit out of you guys and said, you need this. You absolutely need this. If you don't have this, your engine will explode. And every asshole parts company picked up on it. And I said, the only one that matters is TSS, and if you have to, MMR. Then GT500 2020 and up, we're offering good crank gear and old pump gear and crank sprocket. I'm like, upgrade to the Ford stuff if you're gonna get an upgrade. Nope. Then another company says, but ours is a different color and it's shaped like a little hook at the end. It's got a little hook shape at the end, and you need that. You need that because if you don't get that, your car's gonna blow up. Hell, we'll do this. We'll offer it as a package deal to get away from MAP policy. And you guys are scared. And all of the forums, a bunch of idiots and even laymen's that have no idea go, you need a crank sprocket if you're going to rev it past 7,500 RPMs. And then the black car went 10-1, shifting at 8,000, Gen 1 motor, supercharged. Never had an issue. My white car beat the shit out of it on an ESS kit, made a 795 variable horsepower. Never had an issue with the oil pump gear or crank sprocket. But a lot of people on the forums, on groups, on private chats were telling you, you need it. You need it. And you dumb sons of bitches bought that shit hook, line, and sinker. And now every asshole has 15 to 20 pounds less oil pressure on their car because they have these stupid oil pump gears. The industry is actually hurting the performance of these vehicles, hurting the customer, hurting the platform. I think whiteboard videos are so that Alex can point to the people FPR builds who are asking the same questions over and over. The billet parts for the 6R80 never break. Badass. Yep, according to Jake, they never break. Alex, saludos. Un tune afecta la hora de inspeccionar? Rico 930. He's asking about emissions. So no. If you have all of your emissions components, all of your emissions components are installed in the vehicle, catalytic converters, evap, all that shit, the tune that we send you, that car should pass. Now, the moment you remove that equipment, se acabó el party. We can't do nothing to help you. Roush does not add oil pump gears and crank sprocket. Why should you? Oh, here we go. This thing's starting to fucking freeze again. What is going on? Why is Google being a fucking cuck? Like Chrome sucks. Well, Roush making S6, don't care. Keep doing your thing, Alex and Joe Jackson. They'll be among us who really enjoy learning. I'm not even a Coyote owner, and I watch all your stuff because I love to learn all the info you provide. If it gets to the point where I'm making videos and nobody's watching, it might happen. I'll probably just do members only or just Patreon stuff and just say, everyone go over to Patreon. Fuck it. Because I'm not going to sit here and make and scream into the void. But for now, some people are watching. I didn't install oil pump gears. I hit the rev limiter 100 times. 10 or 80 problem. Matthew Poro says, I have a 900 horsepower ESS car and didn't go OPGs, and I beat the hell out of the car, but I also don't bounce it off the rev limiter. Joseph Lacey says, Alex, keep doing what you're doing. An argument otherwise isn't worth shit. The importance of soft limiter also needs to be talked about. Can't slam in limiter you don't hit. Correct. So let's talk about that. Pegalos, thank you so much for the 20 Canadian doll hairs. There are multiple limiters in a calibration. And there is a EOT limiter, engine oil temp limiter. That is a soft limiter. That is a throttle cut. Okay, so if you're in the tune and it says EOT, meaning engine oil temp limiter, and it has like stock is like 74,500 on a Gen 3, that is when the throttle closes. It'll close the throttle first. Now there's a rev limiter, engine speed limiter. That one is a spark cut. That one goes ba 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 ba. That one hits hard. And that one is the one that's going to do some weird shit and cause harmonics to come into play when it comes to your valve train. So the throttle cut will just shut throttle. The hard limiter, the one that says engine speed limiter in the calibration, that one slams a limiter. I don't like that one to ever be hit. But if you're boosting the car and you know, let's say turbo shit's happening, sometimes you want a certain limiter to hit before another one. Because if you start shutting throttle at 30 psi and weird stuff, so sometimes it's better to ride like for example, let's say you build a rock climber. You know what I'm about to go to now, right? These guys that build swap rock crawler pieces of shit, they're cresting over a obstacle and they leave it on the limiter. And then they're like, it's hitting a soft limiter, Alex. I need it to bounce off of the hard limiter. I'm like, wait a minute. You built a rock crawler, and to get over certain obstacles, you have to lay on the limiter? He goes, yeah. I go, so that means that I have to disclaim that if anything happens because of the way you're abusing this engine, it ain't my shit. And I write it down in the email. I said, okay, you got to agree that I'm going to remove the throttle cut and then let it slam the limiter so you can go ba 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 and fuck around on bullshit. That's the second time Chrome has crashed. So something is up. Something is for sure up that's causing Chrome to crash. And it's either the chat window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the chat window where it is, because the chat window seems to be what's causing the issues. I'm going to leave the chat window and not have the live chat show up on the thing. I'll just leave it where it is. Grant Wimber says the importance of... Okay, got that. Late checking in. Get them likes. Some people says 5-0. Stallion. Turvey's beep and smoke detector says, is Turvey on Patreon? No, he's not. Andy Black Betty says, is Turvey can afford a 9-volt battery for a smoke detector? Better not be on Patreon. I'm blown away that he actually uploaded a video that had those issues. ESS 10 speed says, and again, I'm not going to show the chat because it just goes haywire. Alex, did you know that they didn't add a spark cut limiter for the 24 Mustang? It just closes the throttle like you mentioned. Interesting how the stock 24 Mustang calibration does not have a hard rev limiter. Interesting. But I did not know that. Question, what should a CJ cam rev up to? 5.0. Okay, so a CJ car, like a Gen 3, you should not put a CJ manifold on a Gen 3 car. Unless it has comp cam stage 2s, NAs. Period. End of sentence. But the problem is, some people are still stuck in 2015. They're like, CJ makes more power, high RPMs. It makes more peak power, but not more average power. More average power is a stock manifold. I had a customer today say, I'm going to install a GT350 manifold on my Gen 3. I'm like, why? Well, it makes more power. It makes more power where? Well, on GT350. The GT350 that has a 5.2 liter displacement, GT350 heads, GT350 cams, and revs up to 8,200 RPMs? Oh, so I shouldn't, right. So, same thing with the CJ. The CJ takes advantage of high RPMs, but your stock fucking cams aren't designed to go that high or make power that high. So the thing's just going to roll over. Maybe it'll make a little bit more peak power, but not enough to justify it. But you guys don't listen. You guys swear to Christ that the fact that it is a high revving manifold, that it's going to make more power. Then you lose to a guy that has a ported 1320 manifold, and you're like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, what do you mean what the fuck happened? He has more average power than you do. It's really, really simple. Dead Cell 320 says, it's the Dodger game. Okay, hit live. Alex, do you do a Chrome reset after the chat? It's over tonight. It's in the settings. If I do that, it's going to delete all my passwords, all my shit. And if you don't select that, it doesn't wipe enough data. And I've done that a couple times already, and it's a nightmare going to the banking app. It's a nightmare going to Patreon. It's a nightmare logging into YouTube. So I'm going to leave it alone. Probably use another browser later on that doesn't act up. You have to use the fob for the hard limiter. Worse than a 10 or... you know what? I'm going to have the pop-up chat because I like it. We're getting close to the giveaway, so I don't want you guys to get all weird. Let me see. Get overlay URL, copy, live chat. Yeah, here we go. Because you guys get all bent out of shape if you don't see your names pop up. Okay, there we go. Alex Cormier said, you have to use the fob for the hard limiter. So the problem with the aftermarket is that they lie to you. Look, if you were to talk to the kid over at how come this is not happening? Oh, there we go. The kid over at Street Alpha Podcast, right? Tukes, good guy. He has met a lot of people in the industry, and I guarantee one day I'm gonna get a hold of him on the side and be like, "Yo, Tukes, So let me ask you a question. Hey, Tukes, text me. You're listening. Before you started doing your show, how many shops did you think were legit ended up being full of shit when you met them? I guarantee he will say over 70%. And I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if he would just say, bro, I thought this shop was legit. The moment I started talking to him, I found out he needed my show to rep his shop to get more business. Or, hey, I'm going to interview these guys, but they want money. Right? Like, I know just by looking at a show who is the likelihood of certain people wanting money to be interviewed. I can almost tell which ones wanted money. And he's not telling me this. I just know. That's why I don't go out doing podcasts. I don't want to. What are they going to teach me? Not that I'm some fucking special guy. But what are they going to teach me? Unless it's like, you know, R8 stuff, Lambo stuff that I have no interest in. Zero interest in. It's irrelevant to me. 15, 6R80 tuned over a year. No problem. Over 20,000 miles. I like the ported Boss best for looks and performance. Can you 6R80 swap a Gen 3? No, can't. That would be cool if someone made an aftermarket controller that didn't suck, like the Quick 6. And then you can swap over a Gen 3 to a properly working 6R80. That's where the money is. That's where the Billy Badass shit is. No, motherfuckers are putting DCTs and shit. I was going to say at least half. How much is an upgraded pump from PBH? Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Power by the hour. Power by the hour. Power by the hour performance. Your Coyote Swap headquarters. Boy, they came. Transmission. Let me see. Do they have a search? 6R80. 6R. I'm gonna do it live. Fuck it. Oh boy, you gotta love it. So there's this thing called a search engine, a search box. So billet input shaft is 1450. 6R80 billet. Okay, we'll do this. Here we go. So 6R80 billet input shaft 1450. 6R80 direct B drum 1400. 6R80 drop-in ODE clutch upgrade kit. It's $10.50. Valve body service, $100. A 6R80 1000 horsepower rebuild upgrade kit, $17.31. Thermal bypass, and this is the 6R80 modified center support is $264. So, do they have like a products page? Trucks, Lincoln cars. So, oh, look at that. Look at that handsome fella. Fuck me. There you go. 6R80. Let me get rid of the live chat. So, let me see. Complete 6R80 parts. There we go. Okay, here we go. I don't think they have a pump here. So the 4R200 is $800. The 3R200 hub, because they don't offer it with a 4-speed option because of the tuning. So B drum 1400, input shaft 1450, drop in ODE 1050. I got this too coming, $1,699. The 6R80 assembled one-way low reverse clutch. I got that. 6R80 built. I already got that. And this is the forward planet that I bought from Blue Streak, $1,450. The modified support is $264. Separator plate, transmission. So they don't have the pump, so you might have to call on that one. So call Pezzo on that one, but they have everything in this. Look, it's not cheap. A max built 6R80 is going to be at least $8,000. But again, this is something that holds 1,000 horsepower plus without much of an issue. You know what I'm saying? ESS you can get taught how to cut keys. Exactly. Munch's glasses want money. He's giving you a voice, exposure, and an opportunity. The audacity. No, you can't put a 6R80 in a Gen 3. HP. Well, hit live on your shit. You can learn what the blue stuff is when porting heads. Right. The DCT is sick, though. Just whack it. Hush, proprietary internal. It's faster, way stronger than a 10-speed. Yeah, Mr. B. Show me a 7-second DCT. Go. because I can show you about 12 7-second 10 R80s. So again, I don't know where you're getting your information, but it is 100% wrong. The quickest and fastest DCT anything is like an 8.4 in a very light, extremely light GT500. The quickest and fastest 10R80 I think is like 780 or 770. So again, you're 100% wrong about this. All right, let me look at some Star Trek trivia. Do a PMAS giveaway because PMAS is good stuff. I was watching it yesterday, and hold on. Okay, I'm gonna look because I saw an episode yesterday that was really good. Hold on. Okay, so in one of the episodes, Sarek is Spock's dad, and he did a mind meld with Captain Picard before he died. And right around that time, Spock defected to what planet? Go! Spock defected to what planet? Go! And you win a PMAS something, whatever the fuck you want. And I'll hit him up tomorrow. I would never swap a GT500 DCT into anything exactly. So what planet does Spock defect to? Go! Google it. We got 10 super chats, so we're able to do a giveaway. I'm gonna do that from now on. Like, I gotta make it worth my while because I gotta do all the legwork over here, you know. Someone said lore. It's definitely not lore. Definitely not lore. Bam, Jack. I love it, Jack. Romulus. Jack Kennedy. The first one said Romulus. John Bailey was second. JD Swag said Vulcan. That's where he's from. But he defected because the Vulcans and the Romulans are sort of related if you look at them closely. But someone said Earth. No, Romulan. So Romulus. So Jack, ydbtforlife@gmail.com. ydbtforlife@gmail.com if you want something. If not, John Bailey will get something from PMAS. So Jack, you win. Congratulations. A lot of you have like a really slow internet connect. Planet Torta. Yes, Unification was the name of the episode. Thank you so much. Damn, I like Star Trek, The Next Generation, but damn, I'm not geeked out and remember all that. Come on. See, I didn't look that up. I remember Sarek's the name of Spock's dad. He did a mind meld with Captain Picard, and then Captain Picard found Spock in Romulus trying to have a unification, talking with the Underground about unification, and right before he let Spock do what he did, he allowed Spock to do a mind meld with Captain Picard so that he could pretty much see what his father and him shared before he died. So good shit. Like, honestly, there's a lot of life lessons you can learn from the Star Trek The Next Generation. Like, legit good. Like, obviously the Klingons are black people, right? The Klingons are black people. The Vulcans are Jews. The Romulans are probably like a derivative. So I would say like Iranians. Because they're our adversary, and the Cardassians would be Russians, right? I mean, am I wrong about that? Mexico, ydbtforlife@gmail.com. Toby Cockring says, Google did me dirty. I really need that PMAS, says Toby. Damn it, I knew that and wasted time Googling it. Damn it, I knew it. Next time, I'm a fucking Trekkie somewhat. I basically grew up on Star Trek The Next Generation reruns. Is Mr. B on some hotshot? What is he saying? 7.4 DCT GT500? Where the fuck where is it? Where's a 7.4? What? Show me. Show me, Mr. B. Oh my God, you are so stupid. No, it didn't. 8.4. A whole fucking second slower. Dumbass. 8.4. Fuck me. Yeah, it was a 2-part episode. It was very good. It was very good. So, you know. It was one of those things where you watch I'm going to watch it tonight. Like, it's on Paramount Plus. And all I do before going to bed, I watch Star Trek reruns. Because I don't feel terrible about the Earth. Like, I hope one day we end up in that situation, but we won't. We're going to go through a couple of world wars. We're gonna go through very tough times. In 5 days, I'm going to be carrying that motherfucker around because shit's going to pop off. So fuck it. Theo, the DCT wasn't designed for drag racing, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, shit, Cobra 460. Really? Cobra 460. Wait, Cobra 460. Are you telling me a dual clutch transmission wasn't designed for drag racing? Oh my God. Have you ever watched Galaxy Quest? Yes. Good movie. Very good movie. Bro, he said stock Whipple DCT GT500 ran 7.4. Bro, you know what it takes for a Whipple to run 7.4? Ferengi. Oh, Chuck Stern, you're 100% right. Sorry. So, humans are white. Romulans are black. Ferengi are Jewish because they're always talking about business, you know, Latinum. They're always, you know, they have like a prime directive, but it has to do with like business. And they have like a very massive ear, which I think was like a weird thing to kind of mask the, you know, of certain people. I thought it was good. So do Klingon drive Hellcats? I mean, just look at it. Would you just look at it? Romulans are World War II Japanese. You guys got to get into that. I can't imagine you not getting into Star Trek. I understand you guys probably think it's nerdy and stupid, but please watch it and you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's actually pretty darn legit if you give a shit about that stuff. What did the Tremec do to the ZR1 that hold that much torque? It's a TR6060. Asking based on what you had to upgrade on the 6R80. John James, the TR6060 in a Viper can hold 1,000. So, or T56, sorry. So, it's just a beefy. It's not that great. Like, you can break. See, this is the problem you guys have with limited information. Nothing is indestructible. The ZR1 breaks. Why do you see all these built ZR1s? Why do you see a LSX in a ZR1? Why do you see people selling transmissions, different gear ratios? Why all of a sudden, when they want to go really fast, they shove a Power Glide or a Turbo 400 in it? You understand, like, there is a limit as to what the ZR1 can do, especially if you try to drag race it. Even though a lot of people say it's dumb to drag race a ZR1, I mean, it's light, rear-wheel drive, low to the ground. I mean, it's a desirable car. It's just expensive. Now, if I was going to drag race a ZR1, I would never do it with the IRS. I would sell the TR6060 and the IRS, and I do a 4-link in it. Oh, you're taking away. No, not if I'm drag racing it. If I'm drag racing or roll racing it, I would get rid of the TR6060 and the IRS that it has, because it's not that impressive. It's a leaf spring. It's not that, like, show me a really ridiculously fast C6 ZR1 roll race car. Ever. Like, ever. What we are saying here, sure, a GT is better building a car. I can put twin turbos on a Golf car. Mr. B, you're one of those fucking weirdos that goes on Facebook. You probably live on Facebook. Laws of acquisition. Yes, the laws of acquisition. Good job. Klingons be sliding on the Romulans. Klingons smoke Newports. Whoa. What did you think about Stargate versus the TV series? This TV series is terrible. The new ZR1. The new ZR1, Alex. The DCT on the new ZR1. Sorry. Well, let's think about that. The DCT on the ZR1 is similar to what's in the GT500. The GT500 can hold on a dyno in one gear, big power. The DCT on a GT500 twin turbo can probably go 230 miles an hour also if built properly. It's when you apply torque and grip where shit goes sideways. That's where shit goes sideways. Applying the torque and grip. You can get a GT500 to make 1,000 torque, 1,200, 1,000. And you go out there and rip and it's spinning and that's the fuse. The moment you stop spinning, you put it on a fly paper track, that's when the clutches start going fuck you. Now, take the new ZR1 and dump the clutch on the bitch. Let's see what it does. It's either going to be very lazy because all of the torque reduction keeping it from hitting certain torque limits to neutral out, or if it becomes tuned, you're going to start seeing issues just like the C8s do. The C8s already have issues. The clutch is what really breaks shit. Here we go. This thing's fucking up again. Mr. B is out to get the attention. Mr. B is trying to get the t-shirt made. Alex, did you know Gen 3 is a 307 cubic inch? Shelby, the receipts. Why are there so many smooth brains out here still? It's like LS Swap Chat almost. Mr. B is having different lug nut vibes. You're not wrong. Here we go. The chat's going to freeze. 01 is lighter. Clutch is more beefier. I mean, the 01 is probably an over 200,000 MSRP car as well. The budget is higher. I think, honestly, no. I think it's a grip. Like a lot of people don't understand, the grip is what's going to dictate what the DCT does. When you see, look at the GTRs. The GTRs go out there, you don't see them slipping the clutches. You don't see them neutraling out when they're built by Shep or whoever. They apply, they use the slick as a fuse. They bounce all over the fucking track, and a 1.4 60 foot is good on a 14, 15, 1800 horsepower GTR. But it ain't neutraling out. So when the GT500 does that, then I'll say they got the tuning figured out. They got the hardware figured out. Now the thing is getting after it. But the fact that it's in a rear wheel drive, 4,000 pound car, guys. 4,000 pounds. Fox Body guys thought 3,300, 3,400 pounds was heavy back in the 90s or early 2000s. 3,500 pounds. Jesus, that thing's a pig. Then you got a Fox notch, crank windows, no AC, no radio. Bitch was 2,900. Oh, that's right. And then safety equipment, crumple zones, airbags, all this shit made the cars bigger and heavier. So now the norm for a performance vehicle, even a GT, is 4,000 freaking pounds. And people go, yeah, that's not normal. It's going to stress out all the parts. So 4,000 pound DCT, 1,100 horse, yeah, it's going to have fucking issues. Why does boosting destroy cats? Oh, come on, Tyler Rose. Just Google shit. Instead of changing my batteries on the smoke detector, I'll just leave them without batteries. Big brain move. A guy died a few days ago from going 100 plus, split in his Trackhawk. 100 plus, split his Trackhawk in half in a street light. Cops said they'll be impounding cars and taking phones for leads on street racing. They also blame takeovers. John James says 01 will be nearly 4,000 pounds too. Z06 is 3,650 without turbos and extra cooling. I'm saddened that it's gotten to this point. Have you ever been surprised when you see a C8 on the street, how freaking big it is? You're like, it's low. It looks, it looks sporty. This chat keeps fucking up. It's low. It looks sporty. And then you're like, why is it so freaking wide? I saw a Z06 the other day, riding first gear to like 60 miles an hour, just screaming and popping and burbling, total squid. And I went, oh, great. That's like the squid car. And it was so wide, it was taking up almost the whole lane. And I went, that's why they're heavy. Because their footprint is huge. My ZR1, not a big car, but it is wide. My Fairmont fits comfortably in one of the garages. The ZR1, I have trouble opening the door in one of those garages because it's so wide. And I'm like, it's wider than my GT500. It's wider than all of my cars. My Corvette is way wider than all the other cars, not combined, but it's just way wider. The GTR is lighter, says Rad Dad, than the GT500. The GTR is 3,890. Could you imagine? It's simple. The T5 will be alive behind a 600 horsepower motor. If there's a ton of wheel spin, it'll die with grippy tires and a decent service. It says El Verga Larga. C8s are fucking ugly too. Yeah, they're not good looking, but I like the E-Ray. The reason I like the E-Ray is because it has an electric motor. Everything else is C8 gay shit. But the fact that it has all-wheel drive an electric motor, and I can sit at a light, excuse me, sit at a light and go, and it goes 10-8. Yeah, I'm good. I'll take that shit all day. DTRs explode, stock transmissions. That's why they have billet, says Bango Brain. I've seen EPA's a couple times. That thing is damn nice. Yeah, EPA's car is badass. James Lake's car is a twin turbo C8. It is pretty good for him. And he don't need to race it. All he needs to do is just make the turbo sounds and just enjoy his life and take it out on a Sunday drive. That's kind of where I'm at. And I think I'm going to be honest with you guys, after you get over racing, and if you figure out once, you know how you win at car shit? When you figure out racing ain't shit. Testing and tuning is where it's at. Proving things to yourself is where it's at. Driving to a Cars and Coffee, hanging out with your friends, that's where it's at. But competing against assholes on the internet that what do you win? What do you win if you have the quickest and fastest GT500 on the planet? What the fuck do you win? $10,000 at a track somewhere? But it took you $150,000 to get there. What do you win? Bragging rights? That shit will be gone by 3 months and someone else will go faster than you at a test and tune and your accomplishment is shit. I've always told the Lunds, don't go racing. They don't listen because they want to go racing for some reason. Okay, that's their prerogative. I say test and tune. Test and tune all day. Test and tune. Go threes. Testing and tuning. 390. Good. Put it away. Put it away. You know, the Grey Goose. Run 659. Put it away. And then when someone runs 662, bury it with a 649. But they're not going to do that for years. So, yeah, there is no money in this stuff. There's no enjoyment. There's nothing but stress, drama, divorces. Guys, name a fast car guy that has a steady relationship with a woman and has not been divorced. Go. Show me a man that is married, has kids, and is wildly successful drag racing and has a successful marriage. And don't be saying Cletus. He's brand new at this. He's brand new at marriage. He hadn't been through the shit. You'll see. Once the kids can make their own sandwiches and wipe their own asses, shh, what about me? What about us? It always happens. Usually in their 40s. The women are like, I'm done with this shit. Like, I'm done. I need me time. I'm sick of going to tracks with a bunch of fat guys. What are we doing? 390 car is fucking crazy. Alex got to race Dan Rue in his super special GTR. He's got way faster the car than I do, and he can have it. Racing is gay, just having fun is daily enough. The Lunds need to hit up the Berlin Turnpike. Dude from Street Austin. Yeah, right. Brian Luna. Yeah, Brian Luna knows he can't go racing as much as he wants to go racing. If not, se acabó el party. JJ the boss. I just want my car to run a number and have fun in the street. You guys make me laugh at these names. A successful guy that drag races all the time and has not had a divorce. And don't be talking to me about 20-year-old guys. I'm talking about 40-year-old crusty motherfuckers. Unless they're millionaires building the motors, building the chassis, if you are out there racing taxes everything. It taxes emotions, physical, health. Let's just talk about the health aspect. If you go to 4 races a year, that means it took 4 weeks out of your life of having a shitty diet, terrible diarrhea, 2 hours of sleep a night, stress, money, for what? For what? I want to get in my car, go for a 1 hour drive, 1 hour, not a 5 second, 4 second, 3 second, 8 second run down the track after an hour and a half of waiting, if the prep is good. I'm going to cruise. I'm going to cruise down West Palm. Let's look at some bitches. Man, that bitch is hot. Chop it up. And then on the way back, if I catch a race with somebody, I had an hour's worth of fun. Nope. Let's trailer our car 16 hours away. Shine it up, change the oil, do 15,000 two-step checks so that we can wait an hour between 6-second runs. Boy, clown hat. Put on the clown makeup. Your diet, your bank account, it's shit. Great job. Fuck racing. Once you realize racing, there is no upside to racing except ego. And if you don't have a big ego, life is good. I'm building my cars for me and on the street. The racing shit is secondary. Sorry, text it laughing. Loud noises. Alex, what about food prep for World Cup? Exactly. Chicken tenders and hot dogs. Chicken tenders, hot dogs, and diarrhea. You are sharing sweaty cheeks look at the people that drag race. Just look at them. Like, sit there and look at the genetic miracles that somehow were the winning sperm out of that whole batch that show up to drag race tracks. And then when you guys say Americans are very smart and resilient people, not at drag race tracks or monster truck shows or Pearl Jam concerts, like literally the worst human beings on planet Earth show up to that shit. Not to mention the stuff you're breathing in from hundreds of thousands of horsepower cars. Wesley Evans sold his car after a while. He said he had enough. He's smart because he probably was like, I got to just enjoy my kids. I just got to enjoy my kids while they're young. Meanwhile, motherfuckers drop kids off and then they go racing. Crazy shit. Competitive racing basically becomes a job. Oh, Jesus, what the hell did I do? What the hell did I do? What did I click? Oh, I clicked someone's profile. Nito Diaz says, Alex just made everyone on this chat rethink their whole life. We're doing what we're doing wrong. Exactly. Actually, Alex named everything I do. Right. Think about it. How much enjoyment, like happiness, have you gotten out of drag racing? You know what I did today? Actually, you know what I did this weekend? I'm gonna tell you what I did this weekend, and it blew my mind. Obviously, this is a car channel. I do car shit. Cool. Donnie's down. Transmission getting built. GT500 is fine, but the Department of Boost intercooler showed up today, and the heat exchanger showed up today. So now I got to find a Whipple drive kit. Kong hopefully fixes the blower. Blower then's got to go to Department of Boost. He's going to put a new snout on it so it can line up properly with the 10 rib kit, and then ship it back. And then I can start building it. So that car's just chilling. And the Corvette is down because the motor blew up, and then we're gonna do the bell housing thing. So I had nothing to do. I could have done tinker around the garage with the Fairmont. Fuck that. Fairmont's going to go full bore once I get to it. You know what I did? I went to the beach. Had breakfast after the gym. I went to the gym at 8 a.m. Boom. 9:30. Grabbed some breakfast. Drove it to the Jupiter Inlet. Laid down. I sat there and I just watched boats come in and out and I ate my breakfast. That's a nice time. Then I went home. Walked the dog a little bit. I played Street Fighter. I bought Street Fighter 6. That's right, motherfuckers. For those of you talking all that shit, I bought Street Fighter 6, and I'm getting good at it. And then I said, you know what? Let me get the fight stick. So I ended up buying the fight stick, right, for $200. And then I was like, you know what? Let's see what Sunday's like. Sunday, peasant chat, gym, lunch, take the dog out, Street Fighter, motherfuckers. And I was like, I had fun. And then I got so much sleep. I went to sleep like at 9 p.m. And I got so much sleep. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm doing everything wrong. I'm fit. I don't fuck these cars. So once these cars get built and sold, I'm just going to pare it down to 2 cars and live a happy life and play Street Fighter. I was so happy. Like, so happy. Oh shit, I just figured out what the filler in E85 is. World Cup Porta-John drippings. I don't visit the track at all this year, but I caught a bunch of guys heading to the track street. That was good enough for me. Street racing is way more fun. If you live in an area where there's a lot of fast cars, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, some of the West Palm areas, and Tampa, you can find a race at a regular just driving around. That is more desirable to me than driving 16 hours somewhere, having a terrible diet, gaining 6 pounds over a week, and literally hating cars because all you did for fucking 6 days is wrench on cars all fucking day in a very high stress situation. Who the fuck chooses to do that? Oh, you're not cut. You're not built for this. You're right. I'm not built for this. I don't got a gut out to here. I don't got diabetes. I don't got a fucking alcohol addiction, and I don't have a negative balance in my bank account. You're right. I'm not cut out for this. Cammy is better than Chun-Li. I do motocross. At least everyone is fit and all ages. No, motocross is fun. Each heat is 10, 15 minutes. I don't visit the track at all this year, but I caught catch up. Wait a second. Alex is gamer now? No, I'm not a gamer. Fuck that. But I genuinely enjoyed relearning Street Fighter. It was a bunch of fun. Not to mention lifeless cow eyes wandering around your tent for a hug. Yeah. And then he says, I ran into the trailer. Motherfucker, I was in the trailer after busting my ass in the fucking car all morning. You think I'm avoiding you? I did you a favor, bro. Because it wasn't gonna go well. What the fuck? And then I'm gonna look like the bully. I'm gonna look like the fucking bully. But stacking shit with my brethren, exactly. Rolling a 95 is better than War in the Woods. War in the Woods, look, If you guys like going to the place where everyone looks like they have extra chromosomes and they're racing each other and you want to involve yourself in that, brother, have at it. Go for it, bro. If you want to do ghetto shit with ghetto people and you look forward to doing that, brother, do it up. I'm good. I'll be at the beach. I got into it with P1 of Louisiana because they were unironically said their customer service was better than the tuning was actually custom right up there with Lund. I don't know who the fuck they are, bro. Brett, not sure, but he seems in order. All he does is race, apparently. Alex, your gamer tag, if you play online. You know, the funny thing is, Nito Diaz, Capcom makes you make an ID, and I can't link my Capcom ID to my gamer tag, which is YDBTFLKA. I can't link it. And I'm like, I've tried to link it like 3 or 4 times, and you can't play online unless you link a Capcom ID. And I'm like, fuck it. And again, it's winter time, so a lot of you guys are going to be cooped up inside. Not me, because this is the time where we go fucking around. But if I do get a break at night and I can get online for a day or two, a night or two, for an hour or so, and fuck around with some of you guys, I don't play the first-person shooters, though, so fuck all that. Do you have an idea what you could possibly be after, what could possibly be after Donnie? Probably a Boss 302. Douche did it. A Boss 302 is right up my alley. I want to see how fast a Boss 302 can go stock. No tuning. Just hammer it out with parts, and I think I can get it to go like mid-11s, no tuning. Damn it, this thing keeps clicking. I just want to go to my good-paying job, work my 60 to 80 hours on the weekend, and hang with the boys and the family, maybe run a few street races every once in a while. That's winning. 100% that's winning. What you just said, 6 hills, and I'm sorry I can't show the chat because it freezes. The chat is what's freezing everything on Chrome. So I apologize. Actually, let me we'll do that. Actually, can I do this? Yeah. That you're not going to be able to see shit that way, right? But I can't flip it. Like, I can't make myself smaller and make the chat bigger. Actually, let me see if I could do this. Ooh, wait a minute. I could do this. What? Bro, I could do this. Look at that. Bam. Brother, look at that. Oh, shit. Can you see that okay? Yeah, you can see that. That's cool. Yeah, the FLK at the end. Yes, YDBT FLK. What the fuck did I do? Yeah, Boss 2 on the channel would be awesome. Keep Donnie the dirtbag and just roll. Keep it low key. No, that thing's going to get sold. Chat's hack. Someone get this man a silver Laguna Seca. I support the Boss 302 on the channel. So, yeah, Pegalos. The Boss 302 would be cool because it's back to my roots. Stick shift SR97. That's cool. Because the GT500's got to go. Great car. Love it. If I can make it go 8s with a low compression illuminator and sell it with the Trinity motor as like an added benefit, here you go. Give me $55,000 for everything. Get it out of my life. You do what the fuck you want to do with it. 2 motors, a T56, and a built S197 with under 5,000 miles on the chassis. Have at it, brother. Then I have cash. Probably get into a house. That'd be a smart thing. Get into a house for like $650 because this is where we live. And then get it Boss 302 and start fucking around with that. Love my Boss 302. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do too much to it. Have you ever thought of purchasing a Laguna Seca? Yes. So right here, South Detroit Entertainment. So yeah, so the Laguna Seca that I would like is the weird red and silver one. That's the one I would get because it's just fucking weird looking. The problem is, I don't know if the Laguna Seca is configured much differently than a regular Boss 302. I think it just has a better splitter and a weird colors. But a Laguna Seca would be cool because it'd be a rare car. I wouldn't chop it up. Like, guys, the goal is not to chop up a Laguna Seca. The goal is to leave it alone, put on some parts to make it drag race friendly, but keep the spirit of the car the same and keep that car forever. Like, my goal is to have that car for a long time. Love my Boss 302, says T. Nelson. 2012 GT500, no, I'm good. Voodoo Runner, I'm slurping down a foot-long chili cheese coney from Sonic. Am I built for drag racing? Absolutely. 650K, you get 80 plus acres in Maine. In Maine. Which clutch would you recommend for a 15 Coyote? The stock one, because you haven't specified the use. What's a good price for a Boss 302? $30-something thousand. We could do that on the next chat. Green one is badass. No, fuck green. I hate green cars. JD put 10%. Oh shit, dumb idea. That's okay. Laguna Seca has a rear seat delete with an X bar. Okay, so that's probably it. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. The format of the chat is probably gonna have to be going forward. The problem is we're hiding the sponsors. Yeah, we're hiding the sponsors. Damn it. So let me see what I can do about that one time. Damn it. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna have to do something like this eventually. Let me see. Yeah. It's going to have to be something like that eventually. Let me see. Right here. It's going to look stupid. But I got to do something because the chat keeps freezing Chrome. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Today we talked about a car that got a DCT swap in it. God knows why. The guy's Polish, so probably explains everything. And what's the goal? Just to say you did? Okay, cool. You did. If GT500s are an indicator of how that's going to perform, it's not going to be that good. Just not. Not a lot of twin turbo GT500s have been much faster than a blower GT500, and a twin turbo Coyote is going to have the same limitations as a twin turbo with a DCT is going to have the same limitations as a GT500 is going to have. So again, we gave away a PMAS cold air after 10 super chats. We're going to be doing that going forward. Thank you everyone that provided super chats. And the guy that won the trivia prize, hit me up at ydbt4life@gmail.com. Get your shirts and all this stuff at richprints.com USA/collections/ydbt. And as always, you can hit me up on Patreon or become a member of this channel to get the logo and get prioritized for the giveaways. And so I'll be back on Thursday. Hopefully by that time, I have edited and completed the video for the Donnie build process. And then hopefully by this weekend, I'm not going to video the install. I got to just do the install. And hopefully everything goes well. I can get it in and get the car running and driving again this weekend so I can get you more content on that car because it is cooling down. And if I can get it into the 11s with the Brembo wheels, that'd be sick. And then we can get suspension. We can get drag pack, which I have in the GT500, and we can see if there's anything to gain with suspension, drive shaft, trans brake, and a drag pack. Maybe we can get the car into the 1170 range when the cooler weather comes around before we stick a Roush supercharger on it and make our way into the 9s with the stock motor. Once it goes 9.9 with the stock motor, I stop there, put the built motor in there, turn it way the fuck up, and we'll see if we can get the car to go bottom 9s. Hopefully, by the end of this season, lofty goal, but I'll do my best to achieve it. Thanks again, guys, for everyone that supports the channel. I know that's not a lot of you. I know there's a lot of pessimism on the show, but let's be honest. There's a good 400 of you that keep this going, and without you guys, I probably wouldn't even be around. So make sure to like, subscribe, do whatever you can. Liking doesn't give me more money. Liking just does a rating system, but subscribing to Patreon and the memberships are what literally drives me and to have the ability to get you builds because that's what provides the money for the builds. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys on Thursday for YDBT Daily. See you later. Bye.